Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wise Man Lawyers. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wise Man Lawyers. Don't face that court alone. Let the Wise Man team get you back on the road. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call the Wise Man team at Wise Man Lawyers.
Alright, today I was at Brisbane Magistrates Court. Client was charged with careless driving, otherwise known as did drive without due care and attention. Basically what's happened is he was driving along Mogul Road. He had his child in the back. He was asleep. He was approaching a bend, and as he was going through that bend, his kid suddenly woken up and started crying. He's instinctively looked back over his shoulder, and by the time he looked back, he was in the lane of the oncoming traffic and has collided with an oncoming vehicle. Fortunately, it wasn't a head-on, but it was still quite a serious collision nonetheless. Basically, both cars were written off, and the driver of the other vehicle had to be cut out by fire and rescue. But again, no injuries other than a bit of sore pride. But again, both cars written off, and my client was charged with, as I said, drive without due care and attention, otherwise known as careless driving. As far as penalties go, worst case scenario is a lifetime loss of licence. So, you know, look, at the end of the day, you can go there with the worst lawyer in town, you're not going to get a lifetime loss of licence. But I do see people going either by himself with lawyers that don't specialise, you know, getting sometimes 6 months, sometimes 12 months, depending on, you know, how vigorously the prosecutor pushes for a disqualification, etc. As a part of preparing, I got my client to complete a reformatory course that went over 3 evenings, exposed him to the you know, further consequences that could have arisen from his mistake on the road. Obviously there was vehicle damage, but there could very well have been injuries or fatalities, and he was exposed to that in this course. I drafted affidavit materials for him to sign, talking about what he learned at the course, or at least based on what he told me he'd learned. And I got him to get character references based on a template that we provide all of our clients. I drafted written submissions of case law. There's not a lot of case law on this, but I have over the years discovered cases where persons in a similar situation, so same charge, drive without due care and attention and or careless driving, they've left the road and either collided with a parked vehicle or collided with another vehicle. They've either collided with a parked vehicle with passengers in their car, or they've collided with other moving vehicles with drivers and other persons in those vehicles. And there's not much case law, but the 2 cases that I have managed to find over the years resulted in a fine only, so no loss of licence. So, and going back to penalties, as I said, worst case is a lifetime loss of licence, but for this particular charge, there is no mandatory minimum disqualification, so technically the magistrate does have the power to give a fine only where appropriate. It's very hard to get that and not often given out, but I always go hard to try and get that outcome, particularly if there's no offending of a like nature in the person's history. So as I said, I prepared written submissions of the case law, and obviously I prepared oral submissions to put to the magistrate to try to persuade them to exercise their discretion in not disqualifying my client's licence. So my goals were twofold: A, to try and persuade the magistrate to give a fine only and not disqualify my client's licence, but also B, given my client was self-employed, he held concerns with regard to the impact that a recorded conviction may have on his business and his ability to get work moving forward. So the second limb of my instructions was to push for no conviction recorded. I don't always ask for no conviction recorded, but in certain circumstances where it's warranted, and I won't go into the details of how I make that assessment now, but there's certain, you know, forms of employment or, you know, characteristics in a person's traffic history that warrant me making those submissions. I mean, as I said, I don't ask for it every day because, you know, the magistrates get sick of it. But where it's appropriate, I will make submissions for no conviction recorded. So again, I made those preparations beforehand, drafted those written submissions, prepared my verbal submissions, got him to do that course, got him to get his references. I met him at court today prior to going into the courtroom. We grabbed a conference room, ran through my submissions, the procedure, what he can expect, etc. We went in. Initially, the prosecutor indicated that they were going to be pushing hard for a disqualification, given that, I mean, let's face it, it was a pretty full-on collision. 2 cars written off, person cut out of the vehicle. Obviously, the road was closed for some time. Their initial position was that they were going to push hard for a disqualification. But by the time I'd raised with both them and the magistrate the case law, the fact that he'd done the course that I'd asked him to do, the references and his quite good traffic history, they did soften that approach. Anyway, short version is I was successful on both fronts. I was successful in persuading the magistrate not to disqualify my client's licence, so no disqualification. He was given a fine only, and again, he can keep driving, no impact on his licence. He will, however, incur 3 demerit points, but he's got plenty of points, so that's not going to be a problem for him. But again, the court did not disqualify his licence, fine only, and I was also... this second aspect wasn't as easy, but after a bit of toing and froing, I was successful in persuading the magistrate not to record a conviction. So again, no loss of licence, fine only, no conviction recorded. My client's very happy. I'm Andrew Wiseman. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Andrew Wiseman from Wiseman Lawyers, Queensland's only truly dedicated drug, alcohol and traffic offence law firm. If you face loss of licence, loss of vehicle, imprisonment or anything in between at any court in Queensland, we can and will help you today. This is our specialty. This is all we do. Give us a call, 1300 947 352. I look forward to helping you resolve your issue today.
Don't face that court alone. Let the wise man team get you back on the road. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call the wise